Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So I am doing another variant, and this time it's Mohawk Mark, or I think Mohawk Invincible is what they call it. So for the parts for this one, I decided to use the Nightwing body since it's already blue, and then I used some acetone to get rid of the yellow paint that you see here, just so I get the clean blue base body. I'll also be using the Max Mercury diaper piece. Since it does not come with a belt, so it's much easier to use. I don't have to fill anything. Be careful when using acetone since it can break down the plastic, and I find that it reacts much stronger to the dye pieces from McFarlane. So do a quick dab and then repeat. The longer you expose it to acetone, the more it breaks it down. So here I'm just carving out the excess plastic that shows the boot outline. Since Mohawk Mark has a one-piece suit, I'm just trying to make it look like that. I think the only McFarlane figure with this buck with no boot mold is I think the Plastic Man legs. Alright, up next, I'm just doing a bit of joint prep. I don't have to go crazy with this one since the base body is already blue. But there's just some black parts that needs to be painted in the joint areas. So just have to make sure that there's no paint rub there. So again, the main areas that rub on a McFarlane figure are the elbow, knee, wrist, and ankle joints. Then there's the bigger problem, which is the shoulder rings. And then there's the abdomen area and the thighs, which I find is not as bad. I find that the most difficult one to fix are the shoulder rings, so if you can find a pair of the color that you need, then that saves you a lot of trouble. It really takes a lot of dedication to do joint prep, so if you can do it, then that's ideal and a good practice to do. But if you can't and you only have like a couple of days off to do a custom, then definitely choosing the right colored parts and thinning your paints and coating your paint would work too. If your paint is too thick, then it won't have enough clearance and it will just rub off. So I applied some matte varnish earlier, and now paint has a surface to cling on. I'm just painting it with some So Flat Cerulean Blue, just so all my blues for my customs are consistent and the same. Alright, so I did apply some clear coat to this before putting the tape, just lessens the chance of peeling the paint off. So I'm just trying to make a stencil of the chest design. Just makes it a little cleaner, and then manually painting it. And then the rest that I couldn't paint with the stencil, I will be manually painting it a bit. Now that we have the stencil, I will now be airbrushing the black paint. So I'm using the So Flat Black with the paint thinner, and I'm using a 0.35 nozzle airbrush at 30 psi. Now I'm painting the legs with the same method. So now just taking the tape off, and yikes, as you can see, some paint did seep through under the paint there, or the tape I mean. But here's the importance of the clear coat. Now you can clean it up with some 50% IPA or some water with kind of like a Q-tip without damaging it. So just rub gently in circular motions, and then worst case scenario, if it doesn't come off, then you can just paint on top of it. That works too. For painting clean straight edges, I use a filbert brush, just so much easier to control than a rounded edge one. The Max Mercury figure came a little later, so I had to paint this one separately. And then I had to manually paint it as well, just so I know where the lines end for the black part and the blue paint. For manual painting, I'd recommend getting a wet palette. It just makes it so much easier to thin down your paints, and then you can store it for a later time. I see a lot of customs online that don't thin their paints, and yeah, it just doesn't look great. It's just good practice to thin it, and definitely makes your work better. Now I'm just airbrushing the head sculpts. I printed these using resin on resin, specifically the THPJD, and I'm using Vallejo flesh tone and dark ochre for my skin tones. The head sculpts are designed by Hayden 3D on Instagram, so again check out his page. I think he released quite a bit of Invincible head sculpts, so check those out. Now I'm just painting the head sculpts. First I'm applying the Rake Length Flesh Shade by Citadel as like a wash to the eyes to serve as an outline. Then I paint the sclera with a light gray so flat. Lots of details that you can add to the face. So yeah, you can use black for the pupil of the eyes. Then you can add a second color on the inside for the iris, and then add some highlights. Then you can also add some pinkish red color to the corners and the lower eyelid. And then you can also use the same color for your lips. And then afterwards, to show that shine in the eye, you can use like a gloss varnish paint or any coat for the eyes there. For the inside of the mouth, I'm just using the Citadel Blood Angels Red Contrast, and then I just apply it to the whole mouth and teeth, and then once it dries, then you can just individually paint the teeth. It's just much easier to show realistic gums that way. Alright, we are done. Again, I applied some Mr. Super Clear Coat to these overnight before assembly. And then I'll have some clips at the very end showing the final product. Here's the completed figure. It was pretty fun to make. I am enjoying making this whole team, so expect to see more of them in the next couple of months. Again, thanks for watching and see you on the next video. Bye.